Hello and welcome to the video with me, Winner where I'm doing another video for the Weekly Hunter series here, where I basically just talk about anime because I have nothing else to actually talk about. So, yeah, don't exactly have anything to say here at the beginning, so I'll just get straight into talking about anime, in which, considering the fact that we are basically approaching the end of the fall 2021 season, I'm going to be kind of talking about some anime a bit and kind of summarizing things, I guess. So, yeah. Going to have more anime to talk about this week. So, starting off with Restaurant to Another World, which is one of the anime I haven't really talked about that much at all because, well, not that much to really say about with how simple the anime is and everything, but yeah. Final episode, Yomi, the hero, and the chef's grandmother shows up, gives him the master key to Nekoya, basically, which, if broken, basically severs the connection between both of the worlds, so it would no longer be the restaurant to another world and everything. So, yeah. Got the marriage between Prince Sharif and Adelaide, in which, yeah, most of the characters are there, as we've actually seen so far throughout the entire anime. And also, the second season here, I would say, is basically just as good as the first season, I guess. And in all honesty, the main thing that I'm actually watching the anime for is basically just the interactions between the characters, and just to basically see how Nekoya is basically influencing the other worlds. But yeah, don't exactly have anything special to say about it, considering, yeah, not really that much special about it, to be honest, I think. So, moving on to the next anime, Yuki Yuna is a hero with the Great Mankai chapter, in which, to basically summarize this season, is season 2 again, but from the perspective of the Sentinels that we never got to see before. Then we also got some of the history of how this entire thing started, with the whole destruction of the world and everything, basically. And then at the end, we get basically the final battle once again, of course. But with this season, it's actually made it easier to actually understand what happens in the ending of the anime, which I'm going to be honest, previously I honestly really didn't actually understand what happened, so nice to actually be able to understand things a bit more now after watching this. But yeah, easily the best episode is the final one in my opinion. So yeah, final episode which basically shows the aftermath of the final battle and everything here. And also then jumps forward 4 years, basically shows what everyone is doing at that point, with Yuna and Togo exploring the mainland of Japan, basically, and Kairin supervising them, keeping things in check to make sure nothing goes wrong. Fu has become a scientist, Itsuki is now a singer, Sanako is basically taking over Taisha, and then the Sentinels, which are basically preparing to do the same thing as Yuna and Togo. So, yeah. For some reason, the anime is not that popular. For some reason, though, I do think it's actually pretty good. From my understanding, the anime is basically not that popular just due to how it started in the middle of a season or something, where there's a bunch of other popular anime airing at the same time already. So it kind of went under the radar for most people and they just never saw it. But yeah, don't exactly have that much else to say for Yuki Yuna. So, moving on to mieruko-chan with its final episode, where Miku at the beginning, of course, freed Sin of his mother's spirits, basically, using her final chance to be saved by these other spirits. And also, when it comes to Zen, Basically just going to talk about everything about him in this episode so far. At the beginning here, so previous episode when we saw Zen basically just throwing away the food that one of his neighbors gave him. Yeah, he had a very good reason to do that. Because she was apparently putting hair in the food. Yeah, I think it's a good thing that he's moving. Considering that, though, the only reason he's actually moving is because he needs to move because pets aren't allowed. So, yeah. Also, he did take in the cats that he saved before that Miku's family has been taken care of. So, yeah. He also ended up catching the cat killer and tased him. And yeah, police now have put up a missing person poster of the cat killer. Cause yeah, Zen, what in the world did you do to that person? Sure, they may deserve to die and all that for killing cats, but I think you probably should have turned them into police and not whatever in the hell you did. But yeah, Zen isn't exactly the best person, I guess. Sure, he wasn't a cat killer, but he kind of killed the cat killer at a guess, considering we don't exactly know what he did. So that's basically everything about Zen in this episode. So, the godmother. Yeah, she received a picture of Miku and Hannah at the shrine and got that from an anonymous sender. So, yeah, if we get a second season, I guess I'll be seeing more of the Godmother, I guess. Considering she's clearly important to the story, along with that ex-Yukasa guy that Miku gave a cat to at the beginning of the anime. But yeah, moving on to the rest of this, which is basically the main thing for the episode here. Miku visits the shrine to thank the spirits for saving her and everything, in which the spirits end up not being happy with the offerings she's giving them, and they eat her apparently, though that was all just a dream. Yeah, I'm not going to buy that easily. For some reason, everyone else I see kind of talking about the anime and mal discussions and everything kind of just buying the fact that it's a dream. Though, yeah, I'm not trusting that 100%. It may be a dream, but it may not be a dream. I'm not sure, but I'm not going by the fact that it's a dream that easily. No idea what happens there, but yeah, maybe it is a dream or maybe it's not. But the spirits also do seem to be following Miku around now. So, yeah. I honestly do hope that this anime does actually get a second season, considering I kind of just want to see how this story is actually going to go. Considering I actually find it quite interesting, which is not what I actually expected of the anime, to be honest, when I first started watching it. I did not actually expect this to be as good as it was. So, yeah, hope it gets a second season. Not sure if it will, though. So, moving on to Mushoku Tensei, with the final episode wrapping up the first season, considering, yes, this is still season 1, just part 2 of season 1. It seriously kind of annoys me how I see people calling it season 2 when it's not season 2. And I honestly really don't like split cores at this point because of that. So, yeah, this episode basically showed what all the characters have been are doing now, pretty much. With all the characters we've seen up to this point in the second half of this, kind of going in order from the last one we've seen to the one we saw the at the beginning of part 2 here. So yeah, other characters like Kretscherud continuing his journey, helping people along the way, in which people aren't actually afraid of him anymore at this point. Eris training with Ghislaine now to become stronger to protect Brutus, and also saying that she actually loves him during all the first section there. Though one thing I actually kind of want to question when it comes to Eris is, does she actually know what kind of conditions she left Brutus in by leaving him like that? That's honestly something I actually kind of want to know. So yeah, moving on from that, Roxy's party having a drinking contest with Kishirika, in which Roxy has to pay for all the beer and everything, because, well, Kishirika doesn't, of course, have money, of course, so yeah. To repay Roxy for paying for it and everything, she basically tells her where Brutus's family is at and everything, with Paul, Norn, Lilia, and Aisha being reunited, and also that Sinith is somewhere on the Bridges continent labyrinth city of Lapan. Where in the world that is, considering I think we haven't actually seen a world map for this anime since the beginning of the darn thing. Seriously, I kind of feel like they should be showing a world map every now and then. Just saying. At the beginning or ends of the episode, I don't really care. Just show a darn world map so we can actually remember where things are. So that's basically all the other characters done at this point. So Alphonse informs Rudis that he is basically planning to announce that Ares is dead eventually, considering Ares is clearly not going to want to marry this other person or anything. So yeah, officially she will be dead, though we don't actually know how long it's going to take before he actually announces that, considering he can't really do it while they're trying to rebuild, because that would just destroy morale. So yeah, Brutus, meanwhile, has basically been moping around all day, basically thinking about his past life, I guess, in which he eventually gets to the point where he's actually thinking about his current life and his family, in which actually ends up giving him the push to actually leave and starts looking for Zenith once again, in which I think that entire thing there was kind of some symbolism of Brutus finally starting to leave his past life, moving further away from it, which is a good thing. But that's basically all that done, and right at the end of the episode, we get Sylphie, who I honestly would not have actually recognized at all if it wasn't for her actually talking and the things she was saying, considering, yeah, we only saw the back of her head and half of her face. That's all we got to actually see it. Yeah, she looks completely different. And also, she is talking to people about recruiting Brutus into some kind of organization or something. I honestly don't know. So, yeah. Can't wait for the anime to be continued, considering, yeah. I'm pretty sure Mushoku Tensei is going to be adapted all the way to the end, considering, yeah. I don't see an anime like this just stopping at a single season. Just saying. Considering the amount of world building and everything, the fact that it's been so faithful to the source material, as far as I know, with the one like one exception of that was skipped, though it will be adapted in an OVA in March. So yeah, really want to see Mushoku Tensei continued. No idea when we're going to get a second season. Considering I am pretty sure we are going to get a second season. So yeah, moving on to Suki no Laika, where in this episode Anya and Irina take the advantage of Lev's speech to escape because there are less security around that they have to deal with at the time. And also in Lev's speech, he basically eventually gets to the point where he tells the truth about everything, and that he's the second cosmonaut, and that Irina was the first. In which basically after Lev saying that, Irina tries to get over to Lev, trying going through the crowd and then trying to get through all the guards, in which one of the guards does kind of end up capturing her. Though Anya comes in with probably the best headbutt I have ever seen. So yeah, Anya is great. But yeah, Irina basically ends up giving a speech of her own, pretty much. You know, after that, the leader of the country, Fedor, basically does his best to cover things up, considering what he, what Lev said and everything when it comes to just telling the truth. Though that was part of his aunt Ludmilla's plan, considering they had two speeches prepared, one for if Lev told the truth and one for if he didn't. And they basically used the chance of Lev telling the truth to basically do a jab at the delivery crew who wanted Irina dead, and also the UK being the United States. So yeah, that's basically everything that happened in this episode, to be honest. In which, yeah, Anya is definitely the MVP of the anime, I think. Though she didn't really get that much attention at the beginning of it, and only really shown at in the second half of it, after Irina's test flight. So yeah, anime is a bit unrealistic bits, considering if this was actually Soviet Union, Lev would have been sent to a gulag long ago, and also Lev's speech wouldn't have actually been aired live to avoid things like Lev telling the truth and everything. But from what I can tell with this anime is this is a world where vampires exist, and the Soviet Union was actually a good country. Yeah, don't know which one of those is more unrealistic. The Soviet Union being a good country, or vampires existing. Which one of those is more unrealistic? I don't know. But really, I kind of think that this anime was a bit of a hidden gem for the season, I think. Though the ending was a bit weird and not exactly satisfying, I think. But I would like to see a second season, which, if it does get a second season somehow, I'm pretty sure from seeing things on the discussions on Mal that if it was to get a second season, it would basically be covering the UK's perspective of things, I guess, and how things are going over there, and it would probably end with them landing on the moon or something, I think. But yeah, I hope this gets a second season. I'm not exactly sure how likely it is to get a second season, so yeah. Moving on to Shinka no Mi, Seiichi wiped out the entire army of demons, and yeah, had dates, and then basically left to the Barbara Academy at Banga's request to be a teacher there. So yeah, that's literally the entire episode summed up right there. And really, I honestly really did not expect the ending of this, considering they were teasing a second season. Yeah, I honestly don't know how this is going to get a second season, but for some reason they were actually teasing one. So it's not confirmed that it's going to get a second season, but they were teasing that they were going to do a second season. I honestly don't know how they feel about that, but if it does actually get a second season, I will watch it, despite how bad the anime was. Though I'm pretty sure the anime was intentionally bad because it's basically supposed to be making fun of just isekai anime in general, I'm pretty sure. But really, the main thing that I would actually continue watching a second season of this for is just to see all of the other students get what they deserve, to be honest, considering, yeah, the majority of those students don't seem to be very good. So, yeah, that's honestly the only thing that I'm really interested in at this point when it comes to the story in Shinkai no Mi. But, yeah, in general, the anime is a good piece of shit, I would say. Considering it is honestly shit, but it is also good, I think. So, yeah. Next up, the Assassin Isekai anime. In which, in this episode, basically, the one person that Luke was assuming to be the hero ends up showing up with the holy weapon that Luke has been looking for, I think, and basically challenges Luke to a duel, in which, of course, Luke had basically set it up so he wins by default, because, yeah, he launched an attack before duel even started, and basically just had to hold the start of the duel off as much as long as he could, so the attack would actually hit just as the duel started, in which, of course, he manages to do. And, of course, with all that, Luke returns home with Dia, and they basically learn that hero, the actual hero, has shown up in their own kingdom now. So, yeah. Also, Dia's apparently supposed to be Luke's little sister now, apparently. That's her cover identity or something. So, yeah. Don't know exactly how all this is going to be continued, but yeah. I'm pretty sure that this will actually get a second season, though one hasn't actually been announced yet. But I honestly really didn't actually have that much to say about this episode, considering, yeah, not all that much really actually happened. Just had that duel that just ended instantly, and then heroes showing up at the end. That's it, basically. Yeah. So, moving on, I guess. I guess I'll go with Slow Life anime, considering I normally talk about it with alongside the Assassin anime, so yeah. Basically sum up this episode, Ares, the real demon lord in the anime here, has finally been killed by Red, while Ruti killed Shishidan, though Shishidan did actually manage to accomplish his goal in getting Ruti to touch one of the sacred Avenger swords or whatever, in which, to basically sum up, yeah, the sword's basically possessing her or something at this point, in which she's now attacking Gred, in which TC, of course, jumped in front of Fred to defend him. So, yeah, final episode is going to have a fight between Ruti and Red, which will be overcome by friendship, love, whatever. Yeah. Considering I don't exactly see how else it's going to play out. But yeah, final episode for the Slow Life anime is next week. So, moving on to the final anime that I actually kind of have to talk about, which is Komi-san, with its final episode ending the culture festival and also having karaoke afterwards. But yeah, not honestly that much to say, considering there's not really that much plot to the story here, considering it is very slow and everything. But yeah, one thing I have to say is, why in the world does Tadano look so good in a maid outfit? Yeah, just why? But final thing to say for komi-san, and basically just anime in general here, is that komi-san second season announced for spring 2022. So yeah, got that to look forward to for next season, in which I kind of have actually looked at anime for next season and also spring after that. And yeah, next season's looking pretty good, and also the spring season is also looking pretty good as well. It's kind of making me want to check the summer and fall seasons for 2022 as well and see how good those are looking already. Considering so far 2022 seems to be a pretty good year for anime by the looks of it. But last thing to say here at the end for anime is that 86 is basically having its last two episodes, I think, delayed all the way to March, because, well, yeah, the production problems has kind of fucked the anime over with the two delays due to production issues. So, yeah, last two episodes have to be pushed back all the way to March, apparently, considering they can't get any time slots earlier than that by the looks of it. So, yeah, we have to wait 3 entire months for the final two episodes. So basically the beginning of spring or something, or end of winter season. Yeah, that's very annoying to have to wait that long just for two episodes. But yeah, basically done talking about anime at this point. And when it comes to games, I guess, well, I don't actually have anything to talk about like I normally do, considering all the adult games I normally play. I actually haven't played any this week, considering none of them have really gotten that much in the way of updates. The ones that do are ones that kind of update pretty regularly, like every week or every 2 weeks or something. So yeah, don't really have that much to play. Though Lessons in Love has been relaunched with a bunch of things being removed. All the things removed being all the adult contents, replay system, head pats, less names, and basically just a bunch of other things, I guess. And things that have been added. One Huggy Boy, thousands of new words, new main menu, and yeah, sheer chaos basically. But really, the head pat system being removed. Yeah, the head pat system was just too ahead of its time, I guess. Yeah. Head pats are just too lewd for Patreon, apparently. Uh, totally not due to what happens after giving a girl 500 consecutive head pats, though, no. Definitely not that. Totally not what happens after you give a girl 500 consecutive head pats. That's totally not the reason why the head pat system was removed. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure this doesn't impact the version of the game that's on itch.io. It's just what you can download directly from Patreon, I think. Hopefully that's what it is, considering I play the game on itch.io, so yeah. Don't want to see all this affect the version on itch.io, so yeah. That's all I really had to say there, so. One game I did play this week, being Minecraft, getting back into it, kind of running through my old worlds, deleting a bunch of them that I never going to use again, considering like half the worlds I had were just me testing things. So yeah, deleted like half my worlds. The only ones I actually have left are survival worlds where I actually built some kind of base, basically. And yeah, second or third survival world I had, I'm honestly impressed with my base on there, considering that's probably the best thing I've actually built in Minecraft at all, to be honest. I was actually kind of impressed with the darn thing, even right now, considering just like the quality of things I builds generally. And I even had a bit in that world where I tried to make some kind of item filter that's... Yeah, I honestly don't know how to build item filters. But I said something to try and get something going there. But yeah, other than that, when it comes to actually playing Minecraft, got my actual survival worlds that I'm playing gone updated to 1.18 and everything, so yeah. Deleted all the other region files that I did not want and only left the two that my mushroom biome that I'm staying on is actually in, because darn biome was literally split in half by the dark region files, so I had to keep two of them. So yeah, basically everything outside of those region files now is just snow, because the area that I'm in this world now with the seed is apparently an Arctic area. So all snowy biomes around everything. So I got mushroom biome right there in the center, a desert off to the west, and just ocean to the east basically. And a small dark oak forest to the north. That's basically the area of my world that I got to keep. And everything else is just now snow. And also, biome blending kind of brought back a bunch of trees in the dark oak forest, which I basically burns down. So yeah, it's kind of a good and bad thing, I think. Considering it makes it kind of blend in a bit better like it's supposed to when it comes to the snow and everything. And also, I'm pretty sure the biome blending actually made a little terraforming project I was working on easier. Made it to where I didn't actually have to do as much work, considering that dark oak forest biome. You basically had a bit of lands that just came out and just had a giant cliff edge to it, and I was going to flatten that out. So yeah, I finally actually managed to get that finished and smooth that thing out. And I also went down and dug down to the new diamonds level to get more diamonds, in which I actually managed to get quite a few diamonds doing that. Considering I basically continued going down, making a staircase all the way to the new diamonds level, and then just started mining backwards, basically. In which I ran into a cave system just about the same spot where I actually which is where I was previously at Y11. So yeah, I basically just made a water elevator to go up and down much easier. And seriously, water elevators are a pain to make as all the water you have to place. Seriously, don't have like how you can't just use a single water bucket for water elevators. But yeah, kind of started exploring the cave there, got a decent bit done, ran out of torches. So I didn't actually get to finish exploring everything, but yeah. I did go into spectator mode at one point to kind of just look around at the cave system, so the new cave system below my mushroom biome. And yeah, one of those is honestly very good. To the point where it's like, I honestly do not actually want to really do anything about that entire cave. Because it just looks that good. So yeah, guess I'm going to have fun when it comes to mining now, I guess. Oh, so one other thing to mention, I guess, is that I have gotten villagers from a village that's off in the desert biome that I kind of mentioned earlier. And right next to that, the village that I got those villagers from is another village now that has been generated and is also kind of just floating. It's like I'm pretty sure Mojang was supposed to fix that, but I guess they didn't take into account villages that spawns in the biome blending area. So yeah, floating village over there that I'm actually kind of afraid to do anything about, considering I'm pretty sure all those villagers are just going to walk off the edge and die. So yeah. Also to my south, in one of the Arctic areas, there's literally just a floating igloo. That's in the biome blending area as well. So yeah, floating igloo just sitting on top of the water, nothing to actually support it anything. Yeah, don't really have much else to say about this whole Minecraft thing. So, yeah, I don't really have much else to talk about in general here, though I think I may have a bit of a surprise. Soon, maybe. I honestly don't know. But, yeah, I'm honestly looking forward to it. Considering it should open up the possibilities for me when it comes to this YouTube channel and everything, I think. Possibly even Twitch. And that is the end of this video. I hope you've all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one. And Merry Christmas to you all! 走それよ風のように月見原をパダルパダル